of taxes. In this context, the LRA is both a fiscal and moral institution because how we collect and how people comply reflect the value of justice, transparency, and stewardship. Christian accountability and taxes, the biblical views. Before going deeper, allow me to briefly highlight what our faith teaches us. Give to Caesar what is Caesar, and to God what is God. The Apostle Paul in Romans 13:6 and 7 reinforces this by stating, "This is also why you pay taxes, for the authority are God's servant. Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay your taxes." This sentiment for Christ, they weren't just about coins. They were not just about dollars. They were about responsibility to both God and to the nation. A true Christian cannot be dishonest with taxes and claim to be religious in worships and in service to God. We cannot preach holiness on Sunday morning and practice dishonesty on Monday. Tax evasion is not just unlawful, it is unholy. It robs the nation of progress and deprives the vulnerable of dignity. Avoiding or evading taxes rob the sick of medicine, the children of education, and rural farmers of roads. Avoiding or evading taxes rob the sick of medicine, children of education, and rural farmers of roads. Some Christian accountability is not limited to the church pulpit. It must include honesty in income reporting, compliance with tax obligation, and advocacy for public integrity. LRA efforts to fight corruption, tax avoidance, and evasion. At the LRA, we understand that if we are to demand compliance from the public, we must be transparent and accountable. And here is how we are taking actions to do just that. We have launched at the Liberia Revenue Authority a Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System, LITAS, and subsequent integration with commercial banks, revenue generating agencies of government, and payment platform. We have introduced and expanded an online tax payment portal to reduce human contact or interactions and bribery opportunities. We have launched the electronic fiscal device to track real-time business transactions and curb underreporting. We have implemented mobile tax payment system for ease, especially for small businesses and taxpayers living in rural communities with limited or no internet access. Internal integrity, investigating staff misconduct. We have established an internal affairs division called the Professional Ethics Division at the Liberia Revenue Authority that investigate all allegations of corruption and misconduct by LRA staff. Several staff in the past and even now are being investigated, found culpable, and have been dismissed. We have imposed disciplinary actions and dismissals where necessary at LRA. There is no secret cow. I will repeat that. At LRA, there is no secret cows. Partnering with the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission and the Internal Audit Agency to promote integrity in revenue administration. Verification of LRA employees' identity using the FINE app, and 5-digit ID number, or by scanning QR code on the employee's ID card. Public education and voluntary compliance. Rolling our tax cleaning and tax education campaign in churches, in mosques, market, community institutions, and etc. Today, I want to extend that invitation to all of you, to every institution represented here today, that we are always available at the click of your phone or a letter written to us. We are prepared to come to your institution and to provide the tax awareness and education necessary to inform your constituency about what taxation and citizenship responsibility is. We are encouraging the public to report suspicious activity through our whistleblower platform. We are promoting the concept of tax as a civic duty. Paying tax is an act of patriotism. It is a national obligation and a service to God and a service to country. Strengthening revenue processes. We are automating key procedures and processes like custom clearance, tax clearance, and tax return. Most of these are now done online and not in person. We begin to limit the interaction between the taxpayer and the tax collector. We are enhancing risk-based audit to catch large-scale invasion. We are implementing revenue assurance unit in how revenue ministries and agencies to ensure proper remittance. But we are still facing few challenges, and I will state few. A deep-rooted culture of tax resistance or tax-paying culture and distrust of government is still a challenge for the LRA. Limited financial literacy, especially among informal businesses. A lot of the people who are in our informal sector cannot speak and cannot write. So it creates a lot of challenge in terms of tax education and awareness for LRA. Persistent attempt by individuals and businesses to manipulate tax loopholes. We have tax practitioners that sometimes find a way to take advantage of the loophole. And I was talking to Reverend Jala. There's a difference between tax avoidance and between tax avoidance and tax evasion. Tax evasion is a crime, but tax avoidance by itself, in of itself, is not a crime. Because if you have the best tax practitioner, they will find a way for you to take advantage of the tax code. But we should all try by all means to just pay our fair share of taxes. And so, but we are not discouraged, let me say that. With continuous reform and partnership, the grassroots, you have a divine opportunity to preach integrity beyond the pulpit. Educate congregants on civic responsibility, including paying taxes. Condemn tax evasion as a moral failure. Support whistleblower platform and transparency initiative. The civil society community can conduct independent audit and budget tracking. You can demand public accountability from officials. You can partner with the LRA on a public education campaign. I just had a meaningful conversation again with Reverend Jala regarding that. When we leave here, we'll be looking for some proposal that we can collaborate with the faith-based community to ensure that we provide tax education to our constituency in every major church denomination in Liberia. Now, a call to collective accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is a sin. Tax evasion is theft. Avoidance is manipulation. And indifference is complicity. Liberia needs a revival of civil integrity, of national repentance, where every citizen understands that integrity begins with me. As an executive of the Liberia Revenue Authority, I stand with you in this fight, not just as a tax administrator, but as a believer in the accountability, transparent system, and bold leadership. We can rebuild trust, raise revenue fairly, and transform lives across